Yes, the route is bad. Thank you very much for watching. I just have to show you that. Just... Alright. I'll give you a review of JustTrains' recently released Chiltern Mainline add-on for Train Simulator right now. It will be too easy to make a TF2 montage joke like I always do, and I love that joke so much, and it's not like I'm out of content to make it. It'll be just too easy to make it instead of just, you know, I want to put more effort in and give a proper review showing why I think this route is horrible. So let's begin. Of course, UK Train Sim described this as being highly accurate, which is very debatable. Actually, no, it's not highly accurate in the slightest. For example, why is there little to no station furniture at West Hampstead? And why does Kilburn have the completely wrong station signage? It would be fine if these are placeholders, you know, kinda like scaffolding, but when it's finished, replace them with the actual signs. You wouldn't sell a house that still has scaffolding on it now, would you? Trust me, it gets worse. Apparently, you say that there are 40 custom-built stations on the route. Well, it doesn't appear that Sudbury and Harrow Road is one of those custom-built stations on the list. The platforms there are the wrong colour, wrong width, the fencing has the wrong colour, and the station doesn't even have an exit, just a shelter. Neither is Sudbury Hill Harrow, Norfolk Park, or South Ruislip. I can't even see any super elevation around here, or anywhere else on the route for that matter. And the embankments look horrible. Oh, come on. Why didn't you put any ballast textures on the top? Even the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley has that. Denham Golf Club is another one of those stations that apparently has a custom model, but also doesn't. Again, wrong width, wrong colour, wrong style. And just like Sudbury and Harrow Road, no exit. But my favourite is Haddonham and Tame Parkway. Not only is there no housing development on this side here, it's just an empty space. There is no main station building. How could you miss that off? I don't care that the route takes place between 2012 and 2016, and the housing development might look new. Okay, well even as early as 2008 on Google Maps, you can see some construction work going on in that area. Why didn't you add that instead? Oh yeah, because then the route would take place in 2008, not 2012 to 2016. Oh man, how lazy can these developers be? I suppose it's only fair to give some other honourable mentions, such as the incorrect gap at Beaconsfield. Just look how off that is compared to what it's like in real life. The gap is so small I can barely place 2 tracks in between them. The track laying that feels like it was done with an axe and a hammer, the over-reliance of Cuju assets, Leamington Spa's floating signal, lack of invisible platforms at Banbury so you can't open the doors on platform 1A, oops-a-daisy, this really confusing speed limit sign at Bicester. Go on, take your guess, it's either 60 or 100 miles an hour. You should be very grateful that there aren't any speed cameras on the railway. And that just, looks horrible. As well as the rest of Anho Junction. I mean, just look at this. And some of the really poor station modelling, specifically at Birmingham Snow Hill, just, oh, look at that curve. They didn't even attempt. The route feels incredibly crude by today's standards. I could barely get away with saying this route feels like it's from 2012 or even 2013. Also, whilst Bicester Village is included, you can't go to Oxford. Neither can you go from Princes Risborough to Aylesbury or Calvert, thus limiting scenario options for this route. Granted, this route is 112 miles long, but let's be honest, West Coast Mainline North is just as long, if not longer, if you include the lines in Glasgow. And the Western Main Lines is even longer than that as well, so I don't know why those 2 areas were omitted. Okay, what about rolling stock? Is that any better? Well, I'll put it to you like this. No Class 168s or 172s have been included, despite those trains being prominent to the route! This was a perfect opportunity to include a 172 that would own Dovetails one, but of course not. Just pretend it doesn't exist. There's a pair of Class 165 reskins that were also included, but it's for the default Kuju one. It's not a new model. It still has all the problems the original faces, so... But they did add child objects, but they didn't bother to texture the interior. But hey, child objects!
Yay!
Before any smart addicts come up to me, yes, I'm aware of the 168 and 172 reskins that exist, but do remember that the 172 does sound completely different to any other member of the TurboStar family. So quite frankly, even if it had 8K textures, I wouldn't lay a finger on it. I'm not saying the skins are bad, I just personally wouldn't use the 172 skins. You do get that London Underground AI S-Stock thing, which, again, looks horrible. It looks even worse than the London Underground trains for MSTS. They were made as near as makes no difference 10 years ago, and they are free. Where is your excuse? I don't care if it's AI, I'm fairly certain modelling an interior wouldn't be that much of an ask. Especially as I said in my last Train Sim News Show episode, compared to the Train Team Berlin. You also get a Class 68 reskin, as well as some Mark III Chiltern reskins, with the plug doors and other child objects, which is nice. However, if you want, you know, buffers, and sounds, and, oh yes, that DVT reskin, because that was omitted, oops-a-daisy, you'll need to download them from Vulcan Productions. That is, unless you like your Silver Train formation sounding like this. Oh, to add, Vulcan Productions, all of a sudden, for some odd reason, appear to be showing some sort of gripe against fictional reskins, or reskins of liveries that don't exist but might exist later in the future. Best of all, without backing up reasons as to why. Someone should go out and make a My Little Pony reskin just to annoy them. See what happens. I'm not saying everyone has to like fictional reskins or any person who doesn't like them is an idiot. But I've never seen anybody go that far to try and stop people making fictional reskins. Even wagons are fine with it. Back to the route, I think I'll throw a few bones here. For example, Solihull Station looks nice. I like it, it's my personal favourite modelled station on the route, which is kind of like saying the 455 is the best bus route in Croydon. And Marylebone looks good, if not a bit too dark on the inside. JustTrains' own batch of signals are technically better than the UK Pro signals, but aesthetically look rubbish, honestly. To add, they don't appear properly on the 2D map. For example, what aspect is this signal showing? And whilst you're at it, work out the signal ID too. Well, you're wrong. It's a double yellow. Duh. I was going to say Leamington Spa looked alright too. That is until I saw the Gmod deformed signage, which you can't fix without altering the model. Thank you. Thank you so much. It does honestly feel like JustTrains use their own customers for beta testing instead of getting a proper beta testing team, because they're full of bugs, glitches and inaccuracies. Some people say this is worse than the Western Main Lines. It's definitely less ambitious than the Western Main Lines, but I'm on the fence regards to that. Then again, I encountered things like this and this on the Western Main Line, so I don't know. I can at least tell you that both of those routes are rubbish, and by the time this video is uploaded onto YouTube, I've deleted both of them. They're not worth my time anymore, and most likely what will happen, the Chiltern Mainline will go through a million hotfixes, so yeah, I just can't be bothered to deal with that. Route sucks, don't waste your time getting it, not even in a sale. Thank you very much for watching, the video has now ended. Great news!
What?
A train that we already had before, but is slightly different to the one that we already had, is coming to Train Simulator.
When?
Dunno.
Great! Now, the Toyota Urban Cruiser...